Hey, how you doing, guys? This is Steve. Gonna throw one more video at you today. We're gonna look into Acts 13:39, and why not, huh? We went through Acts 15, so why not? Let's do Acts 13. Um, my hope and prayer by the end of all of this is that we will cover all the bases, and there will be nowhere left to hide for someone who is trying to use the Bible to justify legalism, to justify the teaching that Christians are required to keep Old Testament law. By the time this is all done, there will be nothing left to argue. So far, we've pretty much gotten rid of John. Definitely a legalist cannot use John. I loved doing that video, by the way. Let's see, Peter is pretty much out of the question. Certainly can't use the book of Galatians. That would be a definite fail. What was the other one? James. Yeah, James. James, he's out of the question now too. He's out of the picture. None of them support teaching the Old Testament law to Christians. None of them support the notion that we are saved through keeping Old Testament law, or that we are made righteous by keeping Old Testament law. I hope this is becoming very clear for you as we're going through the scriptures. I don't know, honestly, how anyone can get out of the book of Galatians and still think that. The book of Galatians is pretty clear, but just for the sake of making sure we cover all bases and going through the Bible, the entire Bible, we're going through everything, and we're going to make sure we cover all bases here. We're going to go take a short look into Acts 13:39. Here Paul is going into the synagogues. He's preaching to the Jews on the Sabbath day. This is part of a big long sermon that he gives them. I'm not going to read the whole sermon. You're more than welcome to if you like. It's a really, really neat chapter. I think it actually starts this particular sermon by Paul starts in verse 14, goes all the way to basically the end of chapter 13. But I'm just going to focus on verse 39 in particular. Actually, we'll do 38 and 39. Paul is talking about Jesus here, and he says, "Therefore let it be known to you, brethren, that through this man," he's talking about Jesus there, "is preached to you the forgiveness of sins. And by him everyone who believes is justified from all things from which you could not be justified by the law of Moses." So through Christ we have everything that the law of Moses was unable to do. If you're looking to be made justified before God, righteous before God, innocent before God, by keeping the law of Moses, you're going to miss the mark. You're not going to be able to get there. It's just impossible. It's impossible to do. I looked up the word justified in the Greek. It's a Greek word that I am not even going to try to pronunciate. Good luck. If you want to look it up yourself and try to pronunciate that, you are more than welcome. But I'm going to give you the definition. It means to render, show or regard as just or innocent, free, justify, be righteous. So, if you're looking to be innocent before God, if you're looking to be made righteous before God, justified before God, and you're trying to do it by keeping the law of Moses, you're not gonna make it. You're gonna fall short. In fact, Galatians 2:21 tells us that if you try that, then it completely voids, it completely nullifies what Christ did on the cross. The reason for that being because that's the reason why Christ came to die on the cross, to redeem us, to make us righteous before God, to give us right standing with God. And if you're trying to do that by keeping the law of Moses, then you are completely nullifying what Christ did on the cross. You're trying to do what Christ already did. So that's just not going to work. So just throwing that out there at you, and I'm just going to keep on pouring out the scriptures, guys, and and keep on going through this because it's so important. There are so many cults out there that teach that we need to keep the law to be made righteous before God, innocent before God, that what Christ did on the cross was not enough, but as we can see in Acts 13:39 with Galatians 2:21 as our reference point, that's just simply not the case. So we're just going to keep on going at it, guys. Don't forget we're getting into Romans pretty soon. Romans is a really, really good book for this topic as well. It gets a lot into justification by faith, the judgment of God upon Jews and Gentiles, and just so many good things in there. But it also gets into righteousness by faith and righteousness by the law. So a really, really good book. Romans covers a lot of stuff, and we're going to jump into it next time. All right, guys. God bless. Have a good night. Bye-bye.